She was 17 years younger than him, and her family rejected him due to his strange behavior. Everyone warned her not to get involved with him because of his troubling past, even though he was a very famous Hollywood star. At the beginning, she refused to marry him, even though he offered her everything she wished for. But at the end, she agreed for a unique reason. So what happened to her after 10 years of marrying him?
Couldn't tell if she liked me because, I'm 17 years older than her, so she might have thought I was, grandpa.
Amal at first rejected the great George Clooney.
Her father going, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why this is a terrible idea.
I didn't know whether, she would like me or any of those things.
A friend of mine said, is it okay if I bring my friend over? And I was like, sure, bring her over. And in walks Amal. And she's, stunning and funny and the smartest person in every room she walks into.
That was the first time that George felt that there was a woman who didn't care for him.
Amal refused to give her number to the actor at first. That's right, Amal at first rejected the great George Clooney.
And yet, George was still not sure if Amal wanted to date him. I chased her for many months, calling and writing.
He didn't understand why she didn't give him any attention. It was the first time he'd seen someone like her.
Has been named the sexiest man on the planet multiple times.
Who's your celebrity crush? Say like George Clooney, someone that I'll never be able to have. So
he's the hottest leading man today, and a woman in the front row goes, I know it's George Clooney.
Who doesn't like George Clooney? Whatever he does?
Despite that, she had her own reasons for rejecting George's love. He was famous for being that star who always played with women's hearts and was never in a serious relationship.
You've said you never want to get married again.
No, I won't marry. I'm always saying I'll never be a father and how much I hate kids.
Also, because of her job, she didn't see herself dating any big Hollywood star.
Her long and accomplished career in the fields of international law and human rights have won her international acclaim.
She's one of the smartest and most stylish legal and human rights activists in the world.
Her life and my life are very different.
In addition to their completely different fields, age was a big obstacle for them.
But he didn't want to scare her off, especially as there was a big age gap.
Well, I liked her, but I didn't want to, jump the shark on it. I couldn't tell if she liked me because, I'm 17 years older than her, so she might have thought I was, grandpa.
Despite that, George didn't want to give up, and he decided to confess his true feelings for her.
How long did it take for you to go, I'm actually going to marry her?
It's one of those horrible moments, I plotted the whole thing out. Had the ring hidden behind her. I had music playing. My Aunt Rosemary's gonna sing. And, the song starts. We've been having dinner and the song starts. And I go, I think there's a lighter, because relight the candle, which I blew out, Relight the candle. I think there's a lighter in that little box, Monty. And she kind of pulls this thing out, this little drawer, and there's a diamond ring in there. And she looks at it and she's like, there's a ring in there. And I got down on my knee and I said, I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life without you. And she kept looking at the ring and it's like 25 minutes. And then she goes, oh, yes. And then and it said yes. Oh, thank God.
But even after her approval, her family had a completely different opinion. They didn't want her to be with a man at that age, especially with a questionable history like George.
Gets a letter from her father going, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why this is a terrible idea to date this guy.
But neither Amal's father's words could stop these two from being together.
And in 2014, they got married and had a spectacular wedding in Italy.
On September 27, 2014, Amal and George Clooney tied the knot in Italy, the same country in which they had met a year prior.
And then you have apparently 2 children.
I found out I have 2 children.
Right.
Yeah. They're about like that now.
And George's life changed completely after marriage. And now his wife and children are the most important things in his life.
When his twins were born in 2017, George did everything to be there for them. George took a step back and didn't star in any projects until 2020.